What's going on out there, lovers? Welcome to the Daily Fix with Ron Hughley. As we are here every single day, noon Central Standard Time, as we are the fastest slowing growing show, digital show in the space today, baby. That is Steven Serta in the little box where he rightfully belongs. First thing I need you to do first, hey, appreciate you listening to us on Twitter. By the way, I want to admit right now, I just made a decision. Now, it has not shown up yet, Steve. I just purchased a blue check mark. I just want to try it out for a month. I figured I was going to eat $11 worth of food, so I just thought I'd try it out for a month, see what that blue check mark does first. Tried out the blue check mark, but hasn't shown up yet. Said they're reviewing my.
Takes a few days. I got it.
Do you have a blue check marks?
Not for my personal account, but I do for the Foolish Club account. I just bought the full year just to get it out of the way. Make sure we're locked in for 12 months.
I want to see how I feel. About it. But in those of you on YouTube, we appreciate you with us. First thing I need you to do is go and like and subscribe. Foolish Club Media, right? Foolish Club Media presents the Daily Fix every day. So go like and subscribe. And remember, if you don't do so, you are preventing my 3 children from eating. Don't want to hold you long. Got a few things to get to. One, HP Adam Silver. He has got to be getting real nervous and beside himself. And if you don't know what I mean by HP, that is human penis. Adam Silver, that's what he reminds me of when I see him in a suit. So we'll get to that. Also, who's going to be the one to tell Deion? Who's going to be that friend? Is it Emmett? Is it Warren Sapp? Is it Michael Irvin? Who's going to be that guy? Shannon Sharp? Who's going to be the guy to tell Deion? And we'll get there. But first, I want to jump into the news. Kind of came last night and I thought it was interesting. The Chiefs added an edge rusher, Cam Thomas. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't know the hell Cam Thomas was. I watched a little bit of Cam Thomas last night when I saw it this morning when I was on the toilet. And I like him off the edge, young player. At times you can put in bookend white edge rushers, which is uncommon, but pretty cool if you get him and George out there at the same time. So that can be a lot of fun to do things with, but good insurance. And it really made sense when I saw this. Now, I didn't know this was a potential possibility. I mean, I guess it was a possibility. I didn't know it would be this long, but the Chiefs, they will keep their pass rusher, Charles Omenihu, who tore his ACL in the AFC Championship game against Baltimore. They're going to keep him on the PUP list and hope he returns in November. So that's 2 months, Steve. I'm not saying that wasn't possible. I thought maybe he'd missed the first 4 weeks, but this is longer potentially than when he missed last year when he was suspended for the first 6 weeks. So now it really makes sense for them to add another edge rusher that's played in the league so they can throw numbers at this thing, which is tough because I think Charles Omenihu was one of those guys that you were thinking could take another step along with George Karlaftis to really help this pass rush. And I think this is significant, Serta, because I think this is clearly has to be the strength of the team. Because we'll see in the secondary, it's in flux. We'll see potentially with a linebacking core, especially side to side and covering. But the thing that can help all of that is the pass rush. And you know what you have in Chris Jones, and you feel good about Karlaftis and Mike Nana. You got a lot of numbers there. But they had to do something to replace what Charles Omenihu would be since he'll be gone the first 2 months, potentially plus, of the season. So this made a lot of sense because they have got to be really, really good up front rushing the passer with everything else behind them.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about on Show and BK on them kind of needing to add some more depth help there at the edge position with Charles Omenihu. Like, he suffered that injury so late in the year in the playoffs that like I didn't expect him back early in the season or anything like that. So this isn't really a surprise. I think what Chiefs fans should be more worried about is Felix Anudike-Uzomah and the lack of impact that he had in the preseason, and the Chiefs being like, yeah, we don't think we can weather the storm early in the year with Charles Omenihu out. We need to go out and add some help. And bringing in a young player that hasn't done a ton in his career so far, but could be a serviceable rotational piece is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, but you just can't depend. You can't just say, yeah, man, we're going to roll with Felix and depend on that. You got to throw some extra numbers at it. So this makes a lot of sense. Maybe you had L'Jarius Sneed back there. Maybe if you still had that secondary back there, you felt confident. You kind of lean and let Felix develop and think he could do it. But I don't think you could do that. You can't afford to do that because this has to be the clear strength of your team. All right. Somebody, and I know it's going to be difficult, but somebody has got somebody that is a close friend that is somebody that Deion will listen to. And I don't know how many of those guys are that exist, but somebody has got to get to Deion. So he and the Colorado Buffaloes have banned this Denver Post columnist, Sean Keeler. I don't know who the hell Sean Keeler is. I know Sean Keeler has said some things in some of his columns where he's said that Deion's a false prophet and has tagged some nicknames to him. Like I could see how that is bothersome and how that could bother Deion and bother somebody. But man, you got to take that. Like I'm looking at this situation, he bans him, and then Colorado comes out and puts out a public press release saying that he is banned from asking any questions to Deion or any members of the Colorado program, which is just really over the top, right? Like he could not talk to him, but he and Colorado don't have to make this so public, and now they look petty and silly. And this isn't the first time to me Deion has looked petty and silly, and I love what he's doing. I love that he doesn't have to come in here and coach it like Nick Saban or coach it like anybody else in the past. I love that he's doing his own thing, and I think he is doing a lot of great things for college football and the sports and a lot of young men that are going to Colorado. I love that he is not in a box and we can see it being done a different way. I'd like to see him maybe win a little bit more, but I'm rooting for Deion. But you got to take this like you would Twitter. All this is, Steve, this is just a mute. This is just a mute. See some guys say something silly, you just mute them. And they can keep talking to you and sending stuff. You'll never get it, but they don't know that you never get it. He just went full blast, blocked the guy, screenshotted it, and then posted it saying that I blocked Sean Keeler so everybody could see that he blocked him and made this an entire public thing, which was no reason to do it. All you do is just not talk to him. That's it. Like, just don't talk to him. When you made it public, it made it a big thing. Just mute him. Just mute him. You ain't got to block him. Just mute him.
Colorado releasing a statement is hilarious.
Come on, man.
Like it's like they kicked a player off the team or something like that, but they're just banning a local reporter because he made Deion mad. But this isn't the first time we've seen things like this in college athletics, because that's the difference between college and the pros, is that in college they call all of the shots, and if they want to pull your access and say, no, you're not allowed in our facilities anymore, we don't care if you got a job to do. Like this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of thing happen in college before. But
yeah, but Steve, we've not seen the university and them make it so public with it.
Yeah,
like we've known it. So like there was a point in time where it was probably like that. I wouldn't. They probably didn't want me asking questions to Tyreek Hill anymore. All right, but they didn't make it a public thing to release. And I wish they would have, but they didn't make it a public thing to release that Ron Hughley is unable to talk to Tyreek Hill. He just didn't answer my questions anymore, or they didn't call on my hand when it was raised. He could have done this without making it so public. He wanted to make it public, and Colorado looks foolish for going along with it. So it's just somebody's got to get to Deion and say, hey, man, you got to drop this, man. You got to chill this out. You got to chill this out, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, but this part, man, you got to chill it out. Hopefully Warren Sapp can get a big-ass dip and be the one to go over there and talk to him and do this for him as he's on that coaching staff. So just come on, Deion, get this part of it together. All right, finally, Anthony Edwards. Listen, he's bordering on ruining all of this, right? This is the guy, we've talked about this. This is the guy. This is the guy that I think they feel can be the next player to take the torch and over the next decade plus be the star player in the NBA that he's the biggest star in the league. He's the guy that carries the league. He's a fun guy. He is fun in front of the camera. He wants to be a star in front of the camera. He's interesting. I like him. And obviously his game goes along with it. But he is bordering on being someone you don't take serious and someone that's not likable. And that is a hard combination to be the guy to carry the league. And if you just look at two things he's done, we talked about it before. When he was on the Olympic team, and he was on the Olympic team with all-time great Steve, he came out and said, they have to adjust to me. I'm the best player. They have to play off me. That's how I think about things. That's what he said with LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, all on his team. Not to mention Jason Tatum that rode the bench that just won a championship. Like, dude, calm down. Calm down. And now the latest, Steve, he said, and this just sounds stupid, what he says. He says, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. Then he goes on to speak on it, Steve. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody back then, he's talking about in the 80s and 90s, had skill except Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean? No, fool. No, we don't know what you mean. Because here comes Irvin Magic Johnson, who was able to make it through death. This is Magic Johnson. He says, I never respond to a guy that's never won a championship. He didn't win in college. I don't even think he won in high school. So I don't respond to guys like that. Stop. Like, you're going to walk. I mean, this is bordering on unlikable and bordering on, like, I'm not going to take you serious. Like, you're going to sit here and tell me Larry Bird didn't have any skill, Kevin McHale didn't have any skill. You don't say I didn't watch it and then tell me people who didn't, and then say they didn't have skill, but I didn't watch it. Like, you sound.
He didn't watch it. He's 23 years old.
But he sounds foolish, so don't say it. Don't say Magic Johnson didn't have skill. Like, are you kidding me? Nobody but Michael Jordan had skill. Like, it wasn't just Jeff Hornacek running around there. Like, I mean, it wasn't just Charles Oakley running around there. Like, this guy's had skill. Stop.
I like it. I like his confidence.
Do you? Okay.
I like his confidence to just say, yeah, the athletes are better now than they were back then.
No, that's not what he said, though. That's not what he said. That, like, he could have said that, and that's fine. He said nobody but Michael Jordan had skill in the 80s and 90s. That's not the same as saying the athletes have gotten better today. That's not an asinine statement. What he just said is a crazy statement and makes people not want to take you serious and makes you roll into a space of not being likable. Anthony, you're going to ruin it for Adam Silver. You're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin it, man. He's going to be the next guy. He's going to mess it up. Hi, Mom and Courtney.